Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of From No Crypto to No Crypto. I'm your host, the crypto coach, Blockchain Wayne. Today we're joined by Articulate, man. Articulate, we've had you on here before. We've got a great background to talk about, but thanks for joining us today.
No problem, Wayne. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. Look, you and I go way back. I mean, we were on a panel at NFT NYC. What was that, 3, 4 years ago?
Yeah,
Uh,
about 4 years ago.
yeah, time flies, man. And a lot's happened, for everybody, for the market, for you over time, and now you're with project lead of Smart Meme Tokens. We're definitely going to talk about that.
Yes.
It's been a while since you've been on because I think you came on the podcast shortly after that NFT NYC panel.
Yes.
So for those that don't know, you'd share a little bit about your background, kind of what your background is and what you've done prior to crypto and since joining, jumping into the crypto space.
Yeah, no problem. I'm Aaron. Nice to meet you guys, and happy to be back on your platform. Thank you, Wayne. I'm a musician. That's what I grew up doing. I love. That's my passion. I have music in the stores, Apple Music, Spotify, etc. And I've always had a love for technology. Grew up in Jamaica. I migrated to the United States in my 20s, and I've been here, working, etc. But I've seen, firstly, social media. So I started with Twitter and Instagram as a meme maker from back then. So I used to do viral content. I used to have a platform where I would post and people from around the world would repost and share it. So I had stuff going viral, featured on top platforms back then. And I kind of carved out a niche for myself, starting a hashtag and grew that hashtag from nothing to over 1 million posts at the time, when it was like 2011 there on. And I saw that formula there and how memes started to become used in corporate America, and and used heavily too. So I knew that there was something there. So people reached out to me at the time because of the virility of the platform and the reach to expose their music and also their businesses. So using memes as a marketing tool at the time as well, was also something that I was piloting and doing it. So fast forward, that kind of merged on into crypto, where I started to find Bitcoin, etc., XRP, and learning the tech. I spent a long time just sitting, going into different spaces and forums and conferences and stuff, and just absorbing it. And even sometimes people meet me as a musician in these conferences, like a musician at a crypto conference. Like, what are you doing here? But I saw the need and I saw where things were going, and I knew that eventually the music would be on the blockchain, right? So if I was learning this early enough, I would kind of be a front runner, early adopter, or pioneer in this space as a musician. And this is coming, true to life right now with everything that's happening. Fast forward from that, found Corium, Sologenic, and I found a team, a validator team, the Corium Community DAO, which I'm a part of still as the growth officer there. And what we do is, help to secure the network, and we do a podcast as well, the Superledger podcast. And we just interview different people. It doesn't have to be from the Chrome XRP ecosystem, but once you're building in the Web3 space, blockchain, we would like to have you just to share your story and learn from you, and actually just build our network. And out of that now, Corium, there's a platform there, Cruise Control, that was launched, and a lot of people in the community started to launch their own projects, and I had this idea all along, knowing about Corium and the thesis of smart tokens and what they do. I was like, if I was ever to do a project as a meme maker, it would have been smart meme token. And I said that maybe a year or two before I actually did it. And when I did it last year in August, it kind of actualized that. So using mimetic education, using micro learning to teach people right from their timeline. You don't have to go download an app. You don't have to do anything. You just have to, be in the way of being exposed to this content by following or just tuning in. But you will learn in bite-sized pieces. Some people won't read a white paper. Some people won't ever sit
Right.
through a podcast where even the CEO is telling you exactly what it is. But if I find a way to break that up and distribute that, if I become a distribution layer for the narrative of the chain and also the RWA space.
Man, definitely, definitely. Lot to break down there. So definitely
Yes,
looking forward to diving into this, man, because
yes,
you know my background as well. I love
mm-hmm.
memes as well. I mean, memes are a great way to portray a message, get attention. There's so
Mm-hmm.
much noise. There's so much out there. In fact, I'm actually helping a company right now, kind of optimize and rewrite their white paper. And
Mm.
man, I might have to I don't know what you would call it, a meme white paper, like a
Yeah,
I've seen people do different things where they'll have like a call it a light paper, which is kind of
yes.
boring, or a bro paper, or you know, definitely a meme white paper for
Yeah.
break it down into bite sized pieces. So love memes. I love the education side. That's what got me into here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so yeah, man, you're definitely looking for ways to break this down to the people.
Yeah.
Memes. I think memes and music, right? That's kind
Yes.
of
Memes and music. Exactly. Exactly.
right, right. And I'd still say, I mean, I know you kind of said if you got in early, you'd have been an early adopter, but you're definitely an early adopter because I still see, I've talked at multiple music conferences, non
Yes.
music conferences about how Web3 can level the playing field
Mm-hmm.
for musicians that are just trying to earn a living. Um, and, uh, and we still have a lot of potential there that hasn't even been tapped or slightly been tapped, but it hasn't
Yes.
caught on yet.
Yes, that's for sure. And I do believe that, you know, there, life itself, I think NASA and other entities put out sometimes you hear sounds in the universe or in space. There is music in the underlying tone of just life itself, the
Right.
vibration of how frequency goes. So our heartbeat is a rhythm, it's music. So I've found a way how to merge both worlds, and I think using blockchain rails, that hybrid has the potential to, take it a lot further. So where it would take maybe someone 2 3 years 5 years to sit through some of the things we had to do to learn the technology, you listening to a song and you hear a whole white paper, what I mean, and you could learn it word for word and not even know you're learning the infrastructure of these rails, but you're just singing a song, and that's the genius behind it. It's like things you already are familiar with. You're familiar with memes, you're familiar with music, and as a musician, I've been actually tapping into the AI tools now to write music in line with the tech, right? So putting the fundamentals through the machine and using the results to teach people. And it's been taken on. A lot of people have been sharing to me that they have been liking what I've been doing with the music and the memes. And I think there's something powerful there that I keep compounding and doing it. I think it could break through.
Right. Definitely, man. So let's jump into smart meme token. But before we
Yes,
do that, I mean, let's just look at meme culture today, right? You're
yes,
talking about being early. Memes have caught on. I use them to kind of use little subliminal messages
hmm
about what we're doing. You can as well. It's um, it's definitely prevalent in society today. I mean, it's just not
yes,
just, oh, this is just an internet joke and that's it.
hmm
I mean, you can leverage that for so many things. We see very, big people with huge following. People like Elon Musk will use a meme to convey a message of how he feels about something. We've seen, we've seen even in recent weeks, right, with the issue, the war going on in Iran.
Yeah, I was about to touch on that. Yeah, the
Yeah,
both sides. It's a meme war.
right.
You know what I mean. So if you think about it, life right now is a meme. And that's what it is. I've broken it down. Initially, when I started memes, it's memes are the hieroglyphics of today. And if you look at it like that, this is how we document the time. So a meme would put a timestamp on what we were experiencing in this time for someone in the future to say, okay, wow, wow, that's funny, or wow, that's interesting. So this is how we're documenting the journey, and it's putting it in a digital format. It doesn't go away. And in some cases immutable.
Yeah, I mean, we go back to memes from 2020, 2021. What are we going to see?
Exactly.
Related,
Exactly.
right? So I don't know if the maybe an idea here definitely would be on chain, so it's immutable, but some sort of human timeline, history timeline
Hmm.
slash Wikipedia that's pretty much just based on memes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I'm planning to build this out because we could get into it a little later, but I've kind of carved out a niche called EduMemes. So it's the educational memes, and using that niche, I see huge upside to that because education is vitally important. It's kind of also maybe as equal or more important than even the tech itself because you could have the tech, it works, but to get someone to use it or to get someone to say okay to understand it, that bridge or that friction layer could delay your success or progress by maybe years or decades if not done right. So
Yeah,
you won't get the adoption you need if someone don't understand what they're doing or what it is.
right.
So the understanding is as vital as the tech, and having EduMemes as a niche, I think is an opportunity because now using the meme technology, and you reference Elon Musk, he said multiple times memes are the most condensed form of communication out there, period.
Yeah,
So if Elon Musk could see memes as the most condensed form of communication, there is something there. You know what I mean? That just a picture, just a few lines, a word or two could convey a message would probably worth a whole paragraph or 1,000 words, right? So there's huge potential in that, and I'm planning to kind of just pioneer that. I also coined something called Infameems, so infrastructure memes, right? So we're kind of expanding on what has already been, right, and making it more of a niche, and where you can now kind of separate yourself from the noise because memes have a stain, right? Like people are like, I don't want to touch meme coins, it's volatile, it's dangerous, but if you understand the potency behind it and what it can do, then we see why it's important in a war where narrative is vital and psychology is vital. Memes are what the go-to is. You get what
right.
I'm saying? So it's like bringing in a new tech as blockchain, crypto, NFTs, tokenization. I believe memes is the kind of the front runner or the layer that can make this just go as smooth as butter.
Yeah, I mean we're in an age where traditional media, traditional news is not really a trusted source anymore.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
So people stop going there for news.
yeah,
Whereas memes, you're right. I mean, a simple picture with a few words or a simple 20-second to 15-second video
yes,
with a caption or a title can really show people what's going on, what's happening, or this is the message that this person or entity or company is trying to put out. And it's well understandable because, I mean, how many times have you, I've got friends, I'll be honest with that, I've got friends that'll make a post. And man, if it's on like Facebook or
yeah,
X, I mean, X is kind of multiple threads, right? But
yeah,
Facebook, it's like this, or LinkedIn, it's this long thread of text. It's like, man, I love you, but I'm not going to sit here and read all.
yeah,
I don't have
yeah.
time. TLDR, or I'll just copy and paste it into AI.
Mhm.
Just give me the TLDR, the
Yeah,
topic. But most people will skim through that, even though it may be very meaningful, impactful stuff. And even if they want to do that, break it up with memes as well too. So,
yes.
that. I mean, at one point, I, at FIO, I had myself on LinkedIn, kind of self-described as the chief meme officer.
Yeah, I remember that actually.
that
I
that
remember
that
that.
that could be a big thing.
Yeah,
And even seeing recently on social media ads for this advertising platform
mm-hmm.
or marketing platform to build your ads.
Yes,
That's basically memes. It's like you can link your website and it'll recommend memes
yeah,
for you to use as ads, and that gets people's attention. We always talk about a hook, an ad
yeah,
stopper, and really all that is just kind of an attention grabber to say, hey, pay attention, this is important, or this message. Yeah, you can add, and humor I think brings in a lot of stuff. I
yes,
mean, the market can be very serious. Most projects today, like us that have been around for a while, we've had a lot of headwinds over the last few years, right? There's a
mm-hmm.
lot of things that have maybe people kind of down on the market, but showing that is important. I love the EduMemes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
if you've get that copyrighted, um,
Yes.
because that's important, and that's what I said 10 years ago was I don't understand this technology yet, but I can see the two most important things are education and better user interfaces. And over the years, we've seen better user interfaces, but it's still hard for people to understand
Yeah.
the web space. So EduMemes can definitely be a part of that. So let's jump in. You kind of touched on it like here or there,
Hmm.
but meme token, like um, what's it about? What are you guys doing? And we know it's about. We know it includes memes, right?
Hmm.
And you touched on how it can be used, but what's the game plan? What are you guys looking to bring to the masses?
Yeah, so Smart Meme Token is a platform project that I built to kind of tell the story of blockchain to a regular person. So an interpretation layer. So it's funny that my moniker is Articulate, which is to kind of simplify or to articulate stuff. So it's kind of in the same vein, right? So it
Love it.
kind of tells the story of this technology and as the where we at with regulations and mass adoption. I think it's something that's going to be sourced and necessary and vital to kind of um, be the smart meme. So there's millions of meme coins out there, but how much of them teach you something? How much of them is using a technology such as TX? Now, there's the fundamentals behind it. Why it's smart meme. So TX has a patented smart token technology which allows you to embed logic into the asset itself at the protocol level. So without a smart contract, you can add logic to the asset, and which include compliance, whitelisting, burn features, a bunch of stuff that could be baked in right when you're minting the token. So built upon that technology stack, Smart Meme Token is using those rails to also teach the fundamentals of the tech it's on. So breaking down what smart token technology is, what RWA is, tokenization, in terms of the ecosystem first, and then teaching the general thesis of what blockchain technology, digital ledger technology, distributed ledger technology is to the masses. So it's a mass adoption machine that allows us to kind of use viral means to pump out content to people that simplifies it and makes the onboarding experience a lot smoother and faster. So it's an adoption layer that it could be applied to not just the TX blockchain but to any ecosystem as an educational piece.
Yeah, I love it. So you could use that to communicate the message. One of the things I always say is like people don't understand why this is important, and when people don't understand why it's important, when they hear blockchain and crypto, they mainly just think pump and dumps,
Yeah.
speculative gambling. And yeah, you can do that with it. I mean, most of the ecosystem is open source. Anybody
Yeah.
can use it for good or bad. I tell people all the
Yeah.
time, it's like money. Money's not good or bad. It can be used for anything.
Hmm.
Same thing with the technology. But when you understand why it's important, what problems it solves, and what better way to communicate that than with memes? So you don't have to sell me on it, but definitely,
Yes.
hopefully our audience is doing. And we think about that. What do most people like reshare or forward to friends and
Yeah.
family and people?
Yeah.
Memes, right?
Yeah.
Send the articles. I've sent articles to people sometimes. They're like, "Yeah, I don't have time to read that." You know? And
Yeah.
or you do a video and it's like a 10, 15, 20 minute video. And even that, some people won't sit through it. We created an education platform um, around cryptocurrency, blockchain, the basics,
Hmm.
and try to keep the video short, like 3 to 5 minutes or less. Even those, when I look at the utilization, like most people just skip through it or just read the context. And
Yeah.
so may even have to rethink my educational journey, integrating more memes into a platform. So you and I will discuss a collab on that, see what we can do there.
Yes, I can see an opportunity there, and I want to also kind of go a little deeper. So the project has a mascot. So the mascot is a token, is a smart token, which is actualizing the character, and that's his role, to be smart, be the smart token in the room, the smart asset. So he kind of we're gonna build it out. So uh, my end goal with this is to kind of take it as far as it goes. If we could make educational modules for schools and universities where we could have this kind of narrative, or kind of way, or new resource used as a tool for learning at the highest level, I think there's an opportunity there for institutional attention on this, because yeah, you could do the regular things we have always done. Now we have seen the result it's brought us, and we have seen the result social media has brought society too. Like anything goes viral now. The White House. I was. This presidency has been the first presidency I've seen use so much meme and viral content, and it's bringing them the results. It's getting them the attention. It's like opening up the conversation a lot wider. It's bringing the news a lot faster. Like people will scroll past something that looks newsy, right? But if it's meme or memeish, they will probably like, oh, what's this? Oh, wow. And then they leave with something because they learn about what the breaking news is or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's I think and the reason why I think the urgency is in this for me is because X is becoming the everything app or the everything platform, right? They just rolled out cash tags. They're launching X Money by the end of this month in beta. So at that point, they're going to become the biggest financial institution in the world, right? And when that happens, there's going to be a huge educational gap. You hear what I'm saying? So there's going to be a moment where it opens up and people are going to be like, oh, wow, I could, money with my Twitter or social. How does this work? What can I do? And to me, like this is weeks away where there's gonna be a need for people to understand what this means, what just happened,
Yeah.
right? And I think that in a timely fashion with what this project is doing and where it's at, um, there's just opportunity there.
Yeah. Definitely. I think years ago there was this disconnect to where you were either using memes for fun, or there was corporate, institutional, professional
Yeah.
content that was being put on. That's not going to change. I mean, some people may still like that, but we've seen a lot more government agencies, institutions, corporations, professional companies utilizing memes because we're all in it. There's so many things online that are vying for your attention,
Yes.
and we're in that call it microwave mentality. Most people want
Yeah.
quick, get to the point because there is so much information flooding at you. But and so now you're seeing that shift where you had to separate the corporate professional from the memes, from the humor, from the attention grabbers, and now I think people are realizing that that's not the case anymore. I love your analogy earlier. I forgot to mention this earlier when you said it, but memes being the hieroglyphics of today.
Yeah.
That was how communication was happening before there was written text,
Exactly.
and that's kind of what we're seeing return here. So it's definitely good to see that. So you kind of mentioned, what you guys are launching. So what's on the roadmap for Smart Meme Token? What's coming up?
Yeah, so at launch we did that. It was a fair launch, so everyone that participated had to kind of purchase their own tokens. It wasn't minted where I had some. It was done on a smart contract basis where on a launch pad, right? So everyone had to buy in, and fully distributed. And uh, one of the first few things I wanted to accomplish with this, because of the two-way bridge TX has with the XRP ledger, was to get this asset whitelisted for that two-way bridge, right? So we're still in the process of that, getting that done, so we could start bridging communities and and so forth, bring have that synergy going. So that's one of the main things that's pending right now. But currently, there is another thing that was on the roadmap early, and that's allowing DeFi capabilities with this asset. So at current, right now, you own Mart, which is the ticker MART. You can hold it, right? And also you can put it in a liquidity pool, which we have liquidity locked on the platform called Cruise Control on TX. and you can earn fees. So you get uh, uh, 2/3 of the fees collected from the swaps are distributed to the liquidity providers, right? So you can participate that way. And also, I've added incentives on top of that. So if you add liquidity, you can stake your liquidity tokens and get more mark tokens based upon your share of the stakers that's there. So currently, you could do that with the asset, and also it's in a lending and borrowing protocol. So you can um, use your MART token as collateral and borrow TX currently. So, those are some of the few things that's up and running right now early. Some of the next few things we have for this year coming up is we're looking to do a meme hub on TX. So it's going to be something that I want to be as innovative as possible and actually use the tech stack that we have. So I'm building this out in a way where include AI agents, etc., and bring in a new way for people to not just discover information or learn, but to also create, right? And I'm looking to launch a tool that allows you to, in real time, if something happens, you can spin up something to tell that story in a bite-sized format, right? So a machine that does that. And later on, for the rest of Q4 into all the next year is looking for partnerships and, to spread this EduMeme notion and thesis to other chains and other ecosystems, and to probably have some institutional, tap in as well on that end. Because for me, I think Mart could be the bridge between the institutions and the retail.
Yeah.
And that's as simple as I can put it. If we can become that layer where through memes or to mimetic education, um, kind of create that bridge, I think that it could be easier for both sides, for the retail and for the institutions. And I think that's pretty much in simple terms what we're trying to do.
Great explanation. I mean, that's what people really want to see. I mean, I think we're never going to be past the age where people speculate on value of assets, right? That's always
Right.
going to happen. But showing more utility, it's going to drive demand for the token, and you built that in. And I want to back up to something you said early on in that statement was fair launch. And people may not understand what that
Yeah.
means, but that's very important in today's world because we've seen so many projects, so many very good technology products that launch with a token, and they use the token prior to launch to raise money, right? They're selling they're selling to investors. Investors are getting allocations of tokens. Team is getting allocation to a lot of tokens, and when you do that, and it's one of the projects I'm helping right now, did something similar. They raise funds
Hmm.
the traditional business model way because it does have a traditional business model ethic to where
Right.
early investors didn't get tokens. The only people that have tokens are people that are running infrastructure on that network and utilize. And then when the token goes live next month, they're earning tokens from utilizing
Right.
the network, and that's important because what most people need to understand, a lot of these projects will launch and people look at it and say, oh, this is great utility. But then you have these massive unlocks that happen over time where
Right.
the investors got tokens. So when those tokens typically have a lockup period, but when they unlock, you see them dump them because
Yeah.
you got in to a token as a pre-investor at a rock bottom price, and it's 3, 5 times or more what it is when those tokens unlock. What are people going to do? They're going to
Yeah.
sell it. They're going to lock in some profit, and that can hurt the community over
Hmm.
time because you always have that sell pressure. And so those are things that I think you're doing. This company I'm helping is doing. You need to like protect the community, and really for the value of the token should be tied to the utility. But
Yes.
when there's so many people holding tokens that got in at an early price, they even if they still care about the technology, they're gonna take profits. So it's important to do fair launches today more often than not, to where if there are team tokens, there's a long unlock. If there
Right.
and stop using the token just to raise capital, from early investors because that's going to hurt you in the long run. And that's where we got to see because we do have to move from an age where there needs to be a more mature
Yeah.
uh, ecosystem where it's not just gambling and traders that are
Hmm.
just trying to manipulate the price to extract value. It's the communities getting the value, using the token, And it sounds like you guys have a good roadmap. And just like any other roadmap, right? There's a lot of things that could be added to it over time.
Yes, yes,
Technology
yes.
evolves. As more ideas, you build a community. More community leads to more ideas. And so I think you're just scratching the surface of the potential there. You got a really great grasp on what's possible right now, but I think this is going to see you see something evolve. So
Okay,
definitely kudos
thank
on
you.
that. That's something that
Uh,
definitely needs to happen.
And I'm glad you touched on the importance of the that because on the compliance end and regulations, where it is highly more important now. We've seen the CFTC, the SEC, the OCC, the FDIC. They have all been kind of spitting out different layers of clarity recently, leading up to the Clarity Act, right? So um, on TX, it's a compliance first approach, right? So this is why the tech stack is built where you could actually bake the compliance in. You could have jurisdictional preferences and stuff baked into the logic of the token as well. So even though you're putting out something, if someone is from a sanctioned region or some one that is not in good standing and stuff, can't participate in that asset class because it's smart. It's actually programmed not to accept those regions and stuff. So one of the things about TX and today is a very important day because we learned that they're going to be launching their products in the next few weeks. And the products I mean is they are the first FINRA approved ecosystem through their partner Texture Capital to tokenize the US stock and offer it to US retail investors one to one backed. So up until now, that is not available in the United States, and they're going to be the first to launch that in the next few weeks, and that is highly important because that opens up the pot, right? So now people who are already in Web3 can tokenize stocks and ETFs right from their wallet. They don't have to go get a broker account and etc. They have it right there, right beside their crypto. And I think that's going to be a game changer. In addition to that, they have 9 current launch partners, which include issuers from tokenized wine, tokenized agriculture, tokenized real estate, luxury goods, sports cars, tokenized European soccer football teams, right? And the list goes on. They just partnered with also a company that does real estate deeds. So they have 165 plus million deeds that they're bringing onto TX. FX market that does $7.5 trillion a day, right? So they're bringing all markets on chain, and they're launching this in the next few weeks. And to as you said, there's going to be a lot more that opens up for this project because those are all learning curves that need to be talked about or need to be produced content for. So it makes my life a lot easier because I'm telling the story of the chain, the ecosystem, the tech, and that to me takes the lure effect out of something I have to add to lure people in. The infrastructure is the lure, the tech is the lure, the adoption is the lure, and I think that brings validity to the message and the format as well because I'm only putting out stuff that's real, right? I'm only putting out stuff that is has things that empowers you to become more informed and make better decisions in this space. And to me, that is going to bring up the value of Mart and the Smart Meme token because it is taking the speculation out of your thesis or out of your life and giving you the fundamentals. And I think at that point, that asset becomes more of less of a meme and more of a like a microcap altcoin, right? Because now the utility is getting stronger and stronger because it is in line with regulations, it's in line with the tech, it's in line with where everything is going. And if you look at what the DTCC, the SEC, and all of them are saying, tokenization RWA is projected to be between anywhere between 7 to 10 trillion to 165 $70 trillion in the next 5 7 years. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of adoption that needs to happen. So if there's a narrative layer that nails how to efficiently do this and um, tell the story and help the onboarding process go, and not just the onboarding now, the participation. Now, people
Right.
could go to TX Marketplace and shop for the things they like. Everyday items are going to be tokenized and found on TX, and it's the unified marketplace. So instead of being the fragmentation that we have today, where one project is tokenizing this and one project is tokenizing this, there is going to be like Amazon. That's what they describe themselves as, the Amazon of RWA, where you could go log onto the website and you could do a shop, just like you do today, and put it in your wallet.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And that's what we need to drive adoption, and just kind of what you described. That's going to not benefit just the TX ecosystem,
Mm-hmm.
art meme token ecosystem, but it's going to really all other chains. As
Yeah.
people learn more, if you're more, you're right. Having people do something is the best way to learn, like the
Yes.
utility.
Yes.
Uh, I think we've got the onboarding. I mean, one of the positive things from meme coins in the past,
Yeah.
a lot of negative with pumps and dumps. One of the positive things is a lot of people that wanted to speculate on that, they went through those friction points of learning how to set up a wallet, how to connect to a DEX, to a
Mm-hmm.
decentralized exchange, and make a purchase. And you're right, that's just the first step, right? That's
Yeah.
onboarding, but that's not full onboarding where they're actually learning how to use it, how to
Yes.
participate in things. And so, yeah, definitely good stuff. That's kind of been my whole mantra the last 10 years is we got to how we're going to onboard the masses.
Yes.
Uh, and there's been a lot of speculative stuff, a lot of bad stuff too that's onboarded. Got people understand how to set up a wallet and do other things, but you're definitely looking at the trends and everything else. So articulate as we start to wrap up, man. We definitely want to connect anyone listening to this. How can they learn more about what you guys are doing? Where they can find you?
Yes, so the main hub is smartmemetoken.com, just as how it's spelled, smartmemetoken.com. That's where you find everything. I update it very frequently as things happen, as we get new partners or whatever happens. And you have live metrics there, so you could read more about the how the project was launched, the total supply in real time, what the liquidity pool looks like. You could see how much TX and Mart is in the liquidity pool, and as a purchase happens, it updates live. Holders, all the statistics you need about the project, and even where you can find the asset itself. The trade link is there on the website. So smartmemetoken.com. You could follow me on X at I am ARTIKYOUL and the number 8. I am articulate. On X, I did have a project page for Smart Meme Token on X, but because of the sweep they did recently, I lost the page. I created a new one, and I lost that one too. So I'm in the process of speaking with X to kind of see how I could get those pages back. But I do have a community tab on X called Smart on TX, and it's on my page as well that you could just click and join the community. And I think to me, I think that's going to work out better because the page itself that I created was for the community. But if I have a community tab or space already there, and I think it kind of takes them have to go follow another page out of it. You follow me, it's right there. You could just join the community, and I think making things simpler is what I'm trying to do, and seeing X becoming the with X money and putting the cash tags where you could kind of also almost trade from your timeline. I want you to learn from your timeline. As simple as that. So I'm kind of taking the friction layer out of everything. So on X, you could follow me, and the community is right there.
All right, we'll have all this information in the summary. So if you didn't catch it when he was talking about it, just click it. We'll have the links and related stuff in the summary there. So, all right, articulate, man. As we wrap up, any final words for listeners and for for people about what you're doing and just in general in the space?
Yeah, so if you are listening to this or watching this and you see something in it that interests you, don't be afraid to reach out. I just gave the ways you can contact me. And, as the project lead for Smart Meme Token and pioneering EduMemes, I forgot to mention, I should have put this first. We are the first verified EduMeme on Grokkipedia, which is the immutable digital archive that X created for record keeping and just truth seeking, right? when the platform was released, I in real time created my page with Grok back in October last year, and when it went live, it kind of gave me. It said I was the first verified creator to take out a full page on Grokpedia. So
Nice.
having that to our credit and this ecosystem kind of tells how far ahead the thinking is and the mindset is, right? So having it there as an immutable record, making the memes to kind of tell the story. It's kind of living in the future and bringing us, along with me. So I'm seeing where things are going. I'm charting the course, and if you see anything, hear anything that interests you, reach out to me. There's a lot of opportunity. I'm looking for partnerships as well to see how we could bring EduMemes to your ecosystem or to your platform or project or your business, because that's where I think the most condensed you know adoption or communication can happen, and we can use these rails to kind of take that to the next level. So yeah, those are my closing remarks.
All right. Yep. Thanks so much, Articulate, man. Thanks for joining us today, sharing your knowledge. Anybody interested, make sure to connect, follow, reach out, and learn more about it. So, Articulate, thanks again for joining us. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll catch you next on the next episode. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.